Darlings, I'm so glad we've finally arrived at Evergreen Manor. The architecture is simply divine. Do notice the beautiful exterior.
The festive embellishments in the grand hall are absolutely exquisite.
Finally settled in my quarters, though they've positioned us rather peculiarly throughout this establishment.
Fourth floor accommodations for me. One simply cannot fathom why they've separated us so absurdly.
Samuel and I have been delegated to the West Wing, though the antique furnishings are rather charming.
They've placed me in the most fascinating attic suite. The panoramic vista is simply breathtaking, darling. One can see the entire snow-covered estate from here.
Let's maintain our composure, dears. The inconvenience is merely temporary.
Indeed. Now, if you'll pardon my change of subject, I must bring something rather peculiar to everyone's attention. Has anyone observed Mikey's new companion?
Do elaborate, dearest.
He's clutching this rather unsettling plaything.
Good heavens, that's quite the unusual specimen. Where did one acquire such a curious item?
The distinguished gentleman presented it to me. He said I possessed a remarkable aura.
Which distinguished gentleman might that be, Precious?
The one prowling the corridor, Mommy. His smile stretched rather unnaturally, and his hands felt like winter itself.
This situation is rather disconcerting.
You mean that peculiar bear?
Indeed, the entire circumstance is rather unsettling. There's something distinctly off about that plaything. It radiates an unusual warmth.
Perhaps it's one of those therapeutic comfort bears?
No, darling, this is entirely different. What sort of individual distributes toys to unknown children?
Perhaps a member of the hotel staff?
No, I made inquiries at reception. They seemed quite perturbed by the mere suggestion.
How absolutely dreadful.
Shall we discuss dinner arrangements? The Michelin-starred restaurant awaits.
Congregating in the dining hall at 7:30. Do wear something befitting the occasion.
The boy refuses to relinquish his peculiar companion.
Let the child be. It's the festive season after all.
Indeed. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get ready.
I simply cannot tolerate that ghastly thing any longer. The wretched bear keeps making these peculiar clicking sounds.
Oh, darling, do stop being so dramatic.
I'm telling you, Jess, the beastly thing's eyes follow one around the room. So I've taken matters into my own hands.
Daniel, whatever have you done?
Fourth floor express delivery. I threw the horrible toy out of the window.
You absolutely didn't. How terribly barbaric of you.
The deed is done. Rather liberating, I must say.
Mikey shall be absolutely devastated. You know how frightfully attached he gets to things.
It's his problem now, dear. Let the child learn a thing or two about disappointment.
Auntie Maria, help me! Daniel has done something absolutely dreadful. My special friend is gone.
Oh, sweetheart. Whatever did he do?
He threw my bear out the window. I saw him do it. He's being absolutely horrid.
Oh, heavens, how could he?
Daniel is the most awful brother. He murdered my special friend.
Daniel, what is the meaning of this?
The thing was absolutely awful. It was making the most dreadful noises. No bear should make growling noises.
For heaven's sake, Daniel, one simply doesn't throw other people's possessions out of windows.
Rather uncivilized behavior, if you ask me.
Now, everyone. Let's not let this spoil our evening. We just had the most lovely dinner.
Mikey, darling, shall we visit the gift shop tomorrow? Perhaps find a more suitable companion?
But I want my bear. The funny man said it was special.
Oh, honey.
Well, that was quite the spectacle.
Rather worth it if you ask me.
Do try to sleep, though I dare say karma might have something to say about this.
Please, what's the worst that could happen? That thing is not Chucky.
Careful, darling. Pride comes before a fall.
I simply cannot believe what I'm witnessing. This is absolutely preposterous.
Do enlighten us, darling. It is quite early to be causing a ruckus, though.
The bear is back.
Oh, Daniel, stop being ridiculous. You probably fetched it yourself out of guilt, didn't you? And now you're trying to convince us the damn thing is haunted.
I most certainly did not. The ghastly thing is sitting right there in Mikey's arms, precisely where it was yesterday.
Someone's clearly playing a practical joke. Rather amusing, I must say.
This is no joke. The blasted thing is different. Its fur seems darker, and it's making this horrid humming sound.
Darling, are you quite certain?
Look at its eyes. They're soulless.
Oh, do stop being so theatrical. It's a toy. Please do get yourself together.
Auntie, I swear on everything. I swear I watched it crawl back through the window.
Crawl?
Like some ghastly furry spider. I'm throwing it out again, and this time with much more force.
Daniel, please reconsider. Though I must admit, something seems rather off about all this.
Done. Let's see it crawl back from that.
Daniel did it again! He threw my friend away again!
Daniel, that's absolutely heartless. The poor child must be devastated.
This simply won't do. You're behaving like a complete savage.
You don't understand. That thing isn't normal. It came back by itself.
Enough of this nonsense. You're far too old for such childish behavior.
Rather barbaric, if you ask me.
Daniel, dear, while I understand your concerns, perhaps we should observe rather than act.
But Auntie, what if it comes back again?
Then we'll know something's terribly wrong. But for now, let's keep this between us. Okay, dear?
Fine, but I'm locking our window tonight.
Perhaps that would be wise, darling. Perhaps that would be wise indeed.
What an absolutely divine Christmas feast. The duck à l'orange was simply spectacular.
And that vintage Bordeaux, simply to die for, darling.
The chocolate souffle was rather impressive. I'm feeling a large rush of the sugar variety currently.
Did anyone try the truffle risotto? Absolutely heavenly. I'm so glad I took a photo of it. It is most certainly going on Facebook.
Samuel couldn't stop raving about the lamb.
Rather exceptional evening all around. Worth every penny, I'd say.
Though the waiter was a tad peculiar, kept staring at Mikey.
Oh, Daniel, not this again.
Speaking of which, how did the little dear enjoy his meal?
From what I saw, he absolutely adored the children's menu, though he refuses to let go of that thing. He just wouldn't stop talking about it. We need to get him a new one urgently.
Good Lord! Did everyone just hear that?
That ghastly shriek nearly dropped my evening tea.
Sounded absolutely dreadful, like someone being murdered.
Rather blood-curdling, wasn't it?
It came from the East Wing. Should we alert someone?
It sounded fleshy and bloody.
Now, let's not all panic. I'm sure security is handling it.
Are you sure? Has anyone seen any?
Come to think of it, I haven't seen a single guard all evening.
The halls were rather empty, to be fair.
I'm calling the front desk, just to be safe. How peculiar. No one's answering.
Another shriek. Did you hear it?
Closer this time. Much closer.
Everyone stay in your rooms. I'm sure it's nothing. And if it is, security, which is definitely here, will handle it.
Perhaps we should all try to get some sleep.
Indeed. Everyone go to bed, please. We're all just overtired.
Pleasant dreams, everyone. Do try not to think about the screaming.
If you hear anything peculiar, text immediately.
Good night, all.
Where are you, darling? There's been some screaming down the corridor, so we're all staying in our rooms now. I'd love it if you came back.
Dearest Maria, my love, I appear to have become rather discombobulated. These corridors are playing tricks on my brandy-addled mind. Selfie!
Oh dear me, you had far too much of that vintage port.
Nonsense, darling. Though I must say, this part of the establishment is peculiarly vacant. Not even a whisper of light. Rather like that dreadful party at the Mallory's last summer.
Do try to focus, darling. If you are that drunk, I want you back immediately. At least until security handles all the screaming. Where exactly are you?
Near those ghastly service corridors, of course. The lights are flickering rather ominously. Highly aesthetic. Oh, but wait, there's something absolutely fascinating down here. Found this little guy sat on a table.
Samuel? What in heaven's name was that?
Reminds me of that beastly thing Mikey's been carrying, though this one's a bloody scrap pile and gleaming like grandmother's silver service. The craftsmanship is really quite remarkable. Oh, splendid. A member of staff. I shall inquire about my bearings. Oh dear sweet heavens.
Samuel?
Good Lord in heaven. The metal beast! It just launched itself, straight through the poor chap, like a hot knife through butter. Oh, Maria, it took him. Look at all the mess. The way it frolicked in his vital fluids before dragging the corpse away, like a child in summer rain. Oh my, Maria, I may be well and truly screwed if it returns. I must let the group know of this hideous sight before it catches me.
No! Let me message first. You just run. Everyone, Samuel's wandered off and is seeing something awful.
Oh, Uncle Sam and his liquid adventures. Remember that time at the Rothschilds' gala?
Haha, oh, indeed I do. Though I must say, the silence in these halls is rather unsettling.
I'm sure he's just had too much brandy.
Good God, there's another one. This specimen is entirely different. It appears to be constructed of ears. The craftsmanship is absolutely remarkable, though rather nauseating. Oh dear, that sound. The ghastly thing can scream. Something's happening to my epidermis. Ears are sprouting from me like spring daisies. Maria, my love, I can hear colors, the sounds. Everything is so loud. I can hear the universe breathing. Make it cease. For the love of all that's holy, make it stop.
Uncle Samuel, this isn't amusing in the slightest. Where on earth are you finding these little gremlins? And please don't pretend like they are dangerous. Uncle Sam, this is in rather poor taste.
Those images, though, they're frighteningly Authentic.
Everyone remain in your quarters. Secure your doors immediately.
That blood-curdling scream just now.
Sounded exactly like Uncle Sam's voice.
I must find him. I don't think Samuel wouldn't joke like this.
Maria, stay where you are. We're dealing with something beyond our comprehension.
Oh heavens, what ungodly thing have we stumbled into?
Complete silence, everyone. And whatever you do, don't open your doors to anyone or anything. Now, where on earth is security?
I simply couldn't bear the suspense any longer, so I took the tiniest peek outside. Dear God, I wish I hadn't.
Well, what did you see?
One of those wretched bears, scuttling along like some ghastly little spider. The sound it made, like fingernails and flesh pattering on carpet.
Daniel, get back inside immediately.
Oh heavens, there's one here too, right outside my door. Look at the ghastly thing. It appears to be made entirely of skin.
Those stitches, are those human lips along its seams?
I can see one from my window. The beastly thing is climbing up the walls, like some horrid arachnid.
Everyone stay calm. We need a plan, now.
How about the staircases? We could try for the main entrance.
But Uncle Sam, he was in the service wing. What if there are more of them down there?
Oh, good lord. I hear a few getting closer to my door. I can hear multiple tiny mouths breathing. The sounds are absolutely revolting. How dare they ruin our holiday?
Listen, we need to leave. Right now!
I concur. These ghastly things are multiplying, and I know this might sound just awful, but something tells me that the missing guests and fleshy bears might be connected.
Then we need to coordinate. If we get together, we might stand a chance.
The lobby, that's our meeting point.
Did anyone try calling for help again?
Still no signal. And the landline is just making this awful squealing sound.
Oh God, that wet, fleshy sound, like raw meat being shuffled about. It's all because of that bear Mikey had. I bet that little bastard is behind all this.
They're in the walls. I can hear them moving inside the walls.
We can't wait any longer. Everyone grab what you can and run for the lobby. This is our only chance. We simply cannot afford to miss it. Oh gosh, we're all in separate areas, aren't we? Right then, everyone share your locations immediately. We need to coordinate this perfectly if we wish to survive.
6th floor, East Wing, near that ghastly modern art installation.
Attic suite. The bears are scratching at my skylight.
3rd floor, West Wing, by the Victorian Library.
2nd floor, near the billiards room.
Ground floor, but the wrong bloody side, by those wretched tennis courts.
Oh, by the Lord's grace. Mikey is not helping. You simply won't hush. They'll hear us.
Is he all right?
He won't stop sobbing about that blasted bear, even though his little friend has probably slaughtered half the hotel, and now I can hear them all outside, shuffling about like wet parcels.
Oh dear Lord. I went to make a dash out of the room, but just as I thought I saw a survivor, one of those little pricks climbed up her and slit her throat. This is most detestable behavior. The way it's reassembling her.
The metal ones are worse. They're like living cannonballs. Just watched one slice through a door like butter.
The fleshy ones are gathering, making this horrid squelching chorus, like a bloody orchestra of meat.
Right, I'm gonna go for it. The service elevator at the end of the hall might work, if I can reach it past those things.
Good thinking. I'm going for the roof. I might be able to climb down from there.
The library has a secret passage according to one of the waiters from dinner. These old manors always do. I just need to find it.
Everyone move. Different paths, same destination. And may God help us all.
Mikey's finally quiet. We're going to make a run for it. If anyone makes it to the lobby, do not wait. Just get out. And for heaven's sake, whatever you do, don't look back. Then once we're out, we can sue these bastards into the dirt where they belong.
Indeed. Good luck, everyone. We're going to need it. Tally-ho and all that.
Stay safe, my darlings. And remember, we're Pennington Smiths. We do not die in discount hotels.
Oh, great heavens! The elevator was an absolutely ghastly idea. There were far too many that were guarding it. The most dreadful thing I've ever laid eyes upon.
Dear Lord, were those human teeth?
And finger bones, fashioned into the most grotesque teeth, like some hellish dentistry.
Darling, find another way. The servants' stairs, perhaps?
I'm running. The ghastly thing is pursuing me. The sound of teeth clicking against the marble. It's absolutely revolting. Oh, thank goodness. Found a utility closet. There's a maid in here, too. She's absolutely hysterical. No breeding whatsoever, making far too much noise. Well, this is unfortunate. I had to lock her out. One simply must think of oneself in these situations.
Jessica, that's rather heartless.
Oh, hush, Daniel. Goodness, that woman has no care for anyone but herself. I can hear outside, screaming like a banshee. I best have a look through the keyhole. The teeth. They're pulling her apart like Christmas crackers. I can hear every sinew snapping, like expensive silk tearing. And the way it's collecting her teeth, adding them to its grotesque appendages.
Stay absolutely silent, Jessica. These beasts appear to hunt by sound.
I know, darling. I'm trying my best to maintain composure, though my Louboutins are surely ruined.
Focus, Jessica! This is hardly the time to worry about footwear.
One must maintain standards, Mother, even in the face of flesh-eating teddy bears. Oh dear, it's scratching at the door. The sound of teeth on metal, absolutely spine-chilling. I do believe I'm rather stuck here. How dreadfully inconvenient.
Hold tight, Jess. We're making progress through the service corridor. Though Mikey keeps whimpering about his special friend. But if we make enough ruckus, they'll be sure to leave you for a minute. That'll be your chance to run.
Okay, and Daniel, I think I understand what you were saying. That cursed bear definitely started all this. So if we survive, I'll be finding that mystery man, and I'll tear his bloody throat out. This is simply unacceptable.
Darling, I'm in quite the pickle. That ghastly metallic monstrosity is after me. The clanking is absolutely deafening.
Good Lord, is that the same one
That murdered my poor Samuel. Yes, darling, I know. The audacity of these creatures. First they ruin our Christmas, then they take my husband, and now they're chasing me in my new Chanel. Oh, great heavens. I can hear it slicing through the banister.
There must be another way down.
Well, there is the laundry chute. But darling, it's hardly proper.
Proper? Auntie, we're being hunted by demon teddy bears.
You're right. Of course. Oh, good Lord, it's getting closer. The sound of metal on marble, absolutely dreadful acoustics. Right then, time to abandon all propriety. So as my dear Samuel would say, to hell with it.
Goodness.
Geronimo. Well, that was rather exhilarating, though these sheets smell absolutely ghastly. Do they even use Lenore?
Are you all right?
Quite all right, dear. I landed in quite the heap, but at least that metallic menace can't follow. The chute's far too narrow for its ridiculous shoulders, though I dare say, my dress is absolutely ruined. And it was Valentino.
Please tell me you're near the lobby.
Almost, darling. Just need to navigate through this absolute maze of a laundry room. Oh, splendid. I can see the service exit. Though I must say, if we survive this, I shall be writing such a strongly worded TripAdvisor review.
Just hurry, Auntie.
On it, darling. Time to run again. Tally-ho!
Making our way through the 3rd floor. It's awfully empty up here, thank the Lord. Though the carnage. Good Lord, the carnage.
What can you see, darling? Is it safe where you are?
It seems to be now, but the blood and bodies. There's a terrible quantity of it all torn apart in the most creative ways, and the hallway beside it is absolutely drenched in blood. Oh, that poor family in 304. The bears turned them into some grotesque artwork.
Try not to let Mikey see.
He's got his face buried in my Tom Ford. The dry cleaning bill will be astronomical, but at least he's quiet now. Oh heavens. Room 307 is particularly ghastly. They've arranged the limbs into a sort of Christmas tree, using intestines as tinsel. How frighteningly festive.
These little bastards are just awful. A crowd of devils, the lot of them. Now, how far are you from the lobby?
2 more floors, though something's rather odd. We haven't seen a single bear, not one. Just endless destruction.
That's concerning. Where have they all gone?
Mikey keeps whimpering about his special friend. Says it's calling all the others, whatever that means. Poor chap's absolutely terrified. Another shriek, somewhere above us. Sounds like someone's being reassembled.
Keep moving, darling. We already know what screams do. None of us want the same fate as your uncle.
Most definitely. The carpet's absolutely soaked. These were new Oxfords, too.
This is absolutely barbaric. A grade 2 listed building as well.
Mikey's trembling has gotten worse. They're coming, he keeps saying. They're all coming together. Had to pick him up properly now. He's frozen with fear. Poor thing's shaking like a leaf.
I'm sure you're almost there, son. Keep going.
The stairwell's just ahead. Only issue is that there's this moaning, fur and flesh, and that little bastard is waiting for us. That little prick is lucky I'm slowed down by Mikey. I was this close to booting him into the wall if he hadn't run away. But I'm going down the stairs as we speak. It's not over until it's over.
Good heavens! Me and Richard are screwed!
Mom! Dad!
The Lord has graced us with survival. We made it into a room. Door is now officially barricaded.
There must have been dozens of them, all different kinds. The metallic ones were leading the charge.
Are you at least close to the lobby?
We were so close to the lobby, dear. Just 1 single floor away. When this absolute horde of little bastards appeared.
Looks like they followed us too, all clicking and squelching.
The chairs won't hold for long. These beasts have absolutely no respect for antique furniture.
Are those teeth scratching against the door?
And what sounds like ears flapping? This is absolutely preposterous.
The floor is trembling. They're all pushing against it.
If this is how we go, I want you all to know that I absolutely despise this hotel.
Same, but really.
Well, someone had to say it. The thread count in these sheets is criminal. And now we're about to be murdered by stuffed animals.
Good Lord, Mother. Your life is far higher value than any bed sheets. So look to the onslaught of murderous stuffed animals.
Wait, the clawing is stopping.
They're retreating?
Just like that? Well, would you look at that? The scratching has stopped.
Complete silence.
How peculiar.
Don't trust it.
No choice, darling. This might be our only chance.
Opening the door. Coast is clear.
They've all vanished. Not a single horrid little beast in sight. We're making a dash for it. We're all so close now, darlings.
Oh, thank heavens. That ghastly tooth bear finally left. I can finally leave this rotten closet. It was becoming frightfully stuffy in there, and my Chanel was beginning to stick.
Are you safe?
As safe as one can be in this absolute nightmare of the establishment. Though I must say, the sudden disappearance is rather unsettling. All the bears for everyone seem to be disappearing. So the question is truly remarkable as to where they are all heading. But anyhow, I'm making my way to that service elevator I saw earlier as we speak. Past all these remains. The cleaning staff will have their work cut out. These carpets are absolutely ruined, though they were ghastly to begin with.
Indeed. Combine that with our court case we shall be bringing to them and they'll have quite the bill.
Almost there now. Had to step over what I believe was the concierge. Poor fellow. His bow tie was crooked anyway. Aha, the elevator's still operational. Though it's making the most dreadful grinding sound. Hardly up to code, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Stepping in now. The buttons are rather sticky. I dare not think with what, but the lobby button still works.
Me and Mikey are just waiting for the final few to leave the hallway. And then we should be free to get to the stairs once more.
Wonderful. Your father and I haven't much distance to go now either. We shall all soon be reunited.
This is all well and good, but I simply can't shake this feeling that we're all being herded, like cattle to slaughter. How absolutely dreadful.
Nonsense, dear. These rotten little things haven't the brains for that. See you shortly, dears.
We've made it. The lobby at last. It's so good to see. Oh no. Dear God, no.
What is it, darling? More dead bodies?
Well, I suppose we know where all those ghastly things went.
Sweet heavens above.
Are those all bears?
Indeed they are. Hundreds of them too. The metal ones at the front, like some grotesque honor guard. The fleshy ones creating this wall of meat in the midsection. And those ear-covered monstrosities in the back, they've all been waiting for us.
Are you out of sight, honey?
Mostly. The second I saw them, I grabbed Mikey and flung us both behind the counter. No clue if they've seen us yet, but Mikey won't stop trembling. He keeps saying, they're all together now. They're complete, and we've deeply underestimated them. The way they're arranged, it's like some sort of twisted military formation.
Almost at the lobby myself. This elevator is dreadfully slow.
Don't come down. We're trapped in here. They're blocking every exit, even the revolving doors. I'm not sure there's any other exit, I'm afraid to say. Oh dear, it seems they're arranging themselves, creating some sort of pattern, like a demented Christmas tree. With that first bear, Mikey's bear, right at the top.
The original? The one that started it all.
They're all bowing to it, making this awful grinding metal sound, mixed with squelching flesh and the flapping of countless ears.
We're almost there, darling. Regrouping is still our best play. We're more likely to survive as a group than we are as individuals.
I don't think we have much choice. They're not attacking, just waiting with their horrible little eyes, like we're the main course at some grotesque dinner party. Where is God in all of this? Everyone's at least somewhere down in the lobby now, right?
Indeed. Do you want me to call out or show myself so we can spot each other?
No! Stay hidden. As long as we're all somewhere down here, then that's what matters.
Got it. I'm just crouched behind this ghastly modernist sculpture. And as soppy as this may seem, if we're to die, at least it won't be alone.
Darling, that's frightfully morbid.
Oh God. Oh crap. Dearests, we may be screwed.
Why? We're all still hidden, no?
It's not that. It's Mikey. His phone died a while ago, hence why he's not been saying anything, but he started wailing. And the bears, I'm peeking out from around the counter now. They've all turned towards us, like some horrific synchronized dance.
Their heads, they all twisted at exactly the same moment.
Good Lord. Your mother and I can see them from here. The blasted things have an entire army.
Mikey won't stop screaming about his special friend. Says it wants us all now. The bears are approaching. Metal ones first, then flesh, then ears.
Well, darlings, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Indeed, though I do wish we'd gone to the Maldives instead. But hey, I guess there's only one thing left to do, and that's to go out swinging.
You're right. I do hope I can smack a few back into the pit they crawled out of.
I'm going straight for the metal ones. I'm sure using a coat hanger will be enough to crumple them.
Right then, the final stand. Now let's pummel some damned gremlins.
Hold on, does anyone else hear that?
Is that helicopters?
And boots. Heavy boots. Lots of them.
The bears have stopped. They seem concerned. Are we about to be saved?
Good heavens. The cavalry has arrived, though these chaps don't look like regular military.
What in heaven's name are they wearing? Those uniforms look absolutely peculiar.
And those symbols? SCP? What sort of regiment is that?
Who cares, darling? They have flamethrowers. We're saved.
Oh my word. The way they're burning, the metal ones are melting like butter. The flesh ones are crackling like Sunday roast. And the ear ones. The screaming is absolutely deafening.
Look at them all scatter, like rats from a burning ship.
Though these soldiers, they seem awfully prepared for this. Almost as if they knew exactly what they were walking into.
More of them are coming in, through every entrance. They're absolutely ruthless. Not a single bear is escaping.
I say, is that man wearing a hazmat suit?
And why are they pointing those peculiar devices at us? I do hope they can't see us texting. This is the best way to communicate privately after all.
Hold on, they're approaching Mikey and I now too. Rather purposefully. One of them is speaking into a radio. SCP-1048 contained. Witnesses located. Implementing standard memory protocols.
Memory what?
Why are they surrounding me?
They're saying something about Class A amnestics.
What on earth is going on?
They're raising some sort of device. I do hope they don't intend on using those on us.
Good Lord, what a peculiar night's sleep that was. Had the most bizarre dream about our Christmas holiday.
How strange. I had an odd dream too. Something about bears?
My head feels rather fuzzy, like I've had far too much brandy.
Speaking of which, wasn't our holiday supposed to be this weekend?
Was it? I could have sworn.
Has anyone heard from Samuel? He's not answering his phone, and he's nowhere to be found.
Uncle Sam? Wasn't he? I can't quite remember.
Hold on, there's something on my nightstand. This never happened. What in heaven's name?
I keep having these flashes of screaming and flesh and ears.
My dreams were about running through endless corridors, being chased by something small, fleshy, and furry.
Samuel, is my husband dead? Oh, goodness gracious. Samuel.
Everyone stop. This is starting to get preposterous. And that business card, it's on my bedside table too.
Mine too.
Same.
Good Lord. Well, that settles it then. Let's keep our mouths shut, got it? Some things are probably better left forgotten.
But Uncle Sam...
I said never again. If he's gone, it doesn't mean he's dead. But if we continue talking about it, we might end up just like him. So let's be sensible about this.
Daniel's right. We should all just forget.
Agreed. Some memories should stay buried.
But what about...
Number 1-1. Whatever happened, whatever we think we remember, it never happened. Do you all understand?
Yes.
Of course.
Quite right.
Understood.
Good. Now, Christmas dinner. How would everyone feel about coming to mine for it?
Sounds wonderful, darling. Just,
Mother, I have a question. What did those soldiers do to my bear?
I said no talking about it.
But...
Number 1-1. Dinner. Mine now.
Status report on SCP-1048 containment?
Successful, thankfully, though the casualties were significant.
Details, please.
SCP-1048 managed to infiltrate Evergreen Manor Hotel, disguised itself as a gift to a child, then proceeded to create multiple instances of SCP-1048-A, B, and C.
Ah yes, the metal, flesh, and ear bears.
Precisely. We counted approximately 347 instances, 53 metal variants, 156 flesh variants, 138 ear variants.
Goodness me, casualties?
214 hotel guests, 27 staff members, and 1 Samuel Pennington Smythe, who was converted into an ear variant.
Ah, Maria's husband. And what of the family?
Successfully administered Class A amnestics, though the child, Mikey, seems somewhat resistant, still asking about his special friend.
Concerning. And SCP-1048 itself?
Contained. Though its behavior was unusual, almost as if it was organizing.
Organizing?
The bears formed a hierarchy, with SCP-1048 at the apex, like some sort of twisted army.
That's new. It's evolving then, correct?
Indeed. Should we increase containment protocols?
Immediately. And the hotel?
Cleansed and sanitized. Cover story in place. Gas leak leading to mass hallucinations.
Good. And the family's memories?
Mostly suppressed, though there seem to be remnants, especially regarding Samuel.
Keep monitoring them. We can't risk SCP-1048 establishing another connection.
Understood. Though one last thing. The original bear, it seemed pleased.
Pleased?
As if everything went according to plan, even its capture.
Now that is concerning. Keep me updated. Let's make sure this never happens again.
Agreed. End report. Classification, Keter. Status, contained. For now.